Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game was played in 1961. With the black pieces, we have the magician from Riga, and this is one of his best games, if not the best game at all. Here, with the black pieces, we have Roman Toran Albero, and yeah, this is one of the most amazing games of Mikhail Tal you'll ever see. Here, with the white pieces, Roman starts with c4, we have e5 by Tal, knight to c3 and d6, we go for the reverse Sicilian, and then we have g3, and that's a very provocative move because here you're just going to be now going for fiend kettering the bishop, and here most likely Tal will cast kingside. Here f5 now immediately by Tal. He's like, you want to play g3 against me, let me show you what provocative actually means. Here we have d4, now just e4, going for the advanced variation and also taking a lot of squares, but now f3, and f3 is a very nice move, and you can see with this f3 that his opponent is actually a really strong player. He's not messing around. He knows that this is a good move, and he didn't even think twice before actually weakening his kingside, and that shows that he's ready to take risks against Tsar. Here knight to f6, but now just comes bishop to g2, we have e captures, knight captures, and just g6, and here we have castles by white, bishop to g7 and e4, immediate strike, because you know that Tal's king is still in the center and he's just trying to Tal, maybe out Tal. So that's a weird wordplay, but again, he could go for this. F captures was played by Tal, but a move like knight to h4 is very nice in this position. You have to understand knight to g5 looks really good, but it covers the square of the bishop, and bishop is supposed to be there. So knight to h4 is very nice, because once the bishop gets there, the rook is already occupying this file. Even if you castle in this position, let's say you go for castlings, bishop to g5, h6. If you play a move like h6, you're already lost, because now just bishop captures, knight captures, and already you're in a lot of trouble in this position. Your rook is under attack, there is no more squares, your king is wide open, queen can jump in anytime, and yeah, it does not look good. Yeah, so that all could have happened, but here just knight to g5 by Roman, and we have castles by Tal. Tal is finally feeling like maybe his king is a little bit safe now, but now comes this knight g captures on e4, and maybe with a move like knight c captures, with these knights supporting each other, this could have been really good, because you cannot do anything. Even if you go for this knight caps on e4, knight bishop captures, your position is very good, and with all of Tal's pieces not being in the game, and white's pieces are very active, so you're really gonna have like much advantage here in this position. But knight g e4, it's fine, it doesn't lose the game, it's not a blunder or anything, but it's not a good move. Here knight caps on e4, we have rook captures first, a very nice switch and souk. Now queen captures, knight captures, and just knight to c6. So Tal gets one more piece in development, and we have now bishop to e3. Very nice developing move. Now maybe just preparing this, and now we have bishop to f5, queen to d2, and now just going for rook to e8. So Tal gets all his pieces and finally goes and completes his development, and his king is feeling a lot safe, even if it's on an open file. Here we have knight to g5, and knight to g5 with the threat of very nice bishop to d5, going for some very nasty forks. So here in this position, knight to g5 seems like a very nice move, but it's actually not a good move at all, because there is a very amazing move in this position, and Tal finds it. Tal goes for rook captures on e3, because now you cannot capture. If you capture, just bishop captures on d4, and I'm just getting a full queen, and no matter what you do in this position, you're not surviving. If you go for bishop to d5, try to go for perpetual, I have king to g7, that square has been vacated by the bishop. Queen caps on d4, now you get this knight captures, and even if you try to win some material, maybe just win a bishop and you'll have two pieces for the queen, it's not going to work out. Just h6, now knight goes back, and just move like knight to e2 just ends your dreams right on the spot. If you go for king to h1, you're just getting completely mated here. Bishop captures, queen captures, and queen captures on f1 would be checkmate. And if you try to go for not dumb moves, let's say you try to go for king to g2, just bishop caps on e4, we have bishop captures and queen to e7, and most likely it's a very nice position for me. Even if you're able to exchange these pieces, a queen against a rook, it's still a winning endgame, so there is no reason for anyone to worry in this position. But bishop to d5 was played after capturing, and now it looks very scary, because the knight is jumping in next, and either you select for perpetual or either white wins some material. But Tal is not going to let that happen. He plays king to h8, and now comes knight to f7 check, and his opponent thinks that, yeah, I'm winning some material here. But Tal goes for, you want some material? Well, here is some material for you. He goes for queen captures on f7, sacrificing an entire queen, and bishop captures. And this guy was basically creating content before even the word content was there in the dictionaries of people. And yeah, this is amazing here. Now in this position, he plays rook to d3, attacking the queen, and after this, bishop capture after going for a move like queen to e2, I mean, it just doesn't work, and it gives black a little bit of an advantage. You don't want to give Tal any advantage before this move. I mean, it was a draw, and you cannot even go for a move like bishop to d4, because bishop caps on d4, because there is king to g2, and after rook to d3, it seems like a good move, but most likely it's going to end in a draw because there is this very nice queen to h6. So after bishop caps on f7, rook to d3 was played, and now it's a good move. So now queen to e2, we have bishop caps on d4, that comes with the check. So you don't have to waste a tempo. But now king to g2, and now we have knight to e5. And you have to be very, very careful. You have to understand one thing in this position, that your king doesn't have that many squares. And yeah, rook is covering most of it, bishop is covering most of it. So all you are banking your life on is this diagonal. And the better it will be if you cover that diagonal. If you don't cover that diagonal, then there are a lot of chances where you can get checkmated. So a move like bishop to d5 does come in mind. And after bishop to g4, now attacking the queen, queen moves, and yes, you're infiltrating somewhere along the line, and you have a very nice position. I mean, you have a queen, you have a rook, you have a bishop, so maybe you can have some things. Yes, Tal's pieces are more coordinated than yours, but it's still a position where it's most likely going to be a draw. But here after knight to e5, rook to d1 was played, just getting the rook in early, and feels like a normal developing move if you're asking for a trade. But his opponent forgot that he was playing Tal. Hey, rook to e3 now, attacking the queen, and now he unfortunately makes the mistake of thinking that queen to f1 works in this position like it was doing in that. But queen to f1 is not a good move, and it's simply because of the same thing that I was telling you about. This diagonal becomes very, very important. Here, bishop to e4 check by Tal, and now king to h3, but another beautiful move by Tal. Rook to f3 now, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop, and there is no more things that you can do in this position. Queen to e2 was played. You cannot sack the queen. Material compensation is not going to be enough. Here, bishop to f5 check, and now you cannot even go back. That's the issue. I mean, if you go back, it's just really, really bad. And now just comes this rook to f2 check, and yeah, you're just losing the queen. Queen captures, bishop captures, king captures. But maybe just maybe, I know Tal has a lot of pawns in this position, and he is definitely better. And you're just losing the bishop as well, so you have like two pieces and a lot of pawns. It's a lost position, I understand, but I think this was the best that Roman had in this position, because now after rook to f3, queen to e2 was played, and yeah, this is not good. Bishop to f5 check, king moves to h4, and yeah, that is not a good move, because this is going to be painful to watch now. Here, rook to f2 attacking the queen. So now either you give away the queen for just the rook, or now after queen to e1, you get this beautiful, beautiful knight to f3 checkmate. And now bishop is covering a lot of these squares, pawn is pawn is covering this, knight is covering that, and yeah, there is just there is just nothing in this position. So yeah, it was on this move, on just move 27, Tal got this masterpiece of a game. He created this masterpiece in just 27 moves, and that's definitely the magician, that's definitely the sorcerer, and yeah, he is absolutely spectacular. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned, stay updated to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching.